Have you ever wondered what it really means to be a true friend? Well, today we're going to dive into a wonderful story that shows us how working together can solve even the biggest problems.
Yeah, so what does it mean to be a true friend? To find the answer, we're going to look at a story about four very different animals who live together deep in a forest. Let's see how their adventure shows us just how powerful friendship can really be.
Okay, so picture this. Deep in a beautiful forest, there's this really unusual group of friends. And every single day, you could find them meeting under a big, shady banyan tree, just talking for hours. So who are they? Let's meet them.
First up, we have the deer. And this guy was fast. I mean, super quick on his feet, faster than anyone else in the whole forest.
Then you've got the crow. Think of her as the group's eyes in the sky. She could soar high above the trees and see absolutely everything that was going on down below.
And let's not forget the mole. He might not have been very big, but oh man, he was so brave. And he had these super sharp teeth, which you'll see were perfect for cutting through all sorts of things. And rounding out our group, we have the tortoise. Now, he moved pretty slowly, as tortoises do, but he was always super calm and just full of wisdom.
So yeah, these happy afternoons under the tree were their thing, their favorite routine. But one day, something was just off. Their happy little get-together was about to get seriously interrupted.
So the crow, the mole, and the tortoise are all there waiting under the tree like usual. But where's the deer? He's nowhere to be seen, and you can bet they started to get pretty worried. What could have happened to him?
Right away, the crow knew she had to do something. She flew off to search for him, and it didn't take her long to spot the deer. But what she saw was awful. Oh no! He was completely trapped in a hunter's net.
Now, you might be asking, what exactly is a hunter? Well, a hunter is someone who, hunts and catches animals. So for the deer, this was really bad news. He was in some serious trouble.
The crow zoomed back as fast as her wings could carry her to tell the others the terrible news. And you know what? The moment he heard the news, the brave mole knew exactly what to do. He immediately said he'd go with the crow and use his special skill, those super sharp teeth, to set their friend free. So the crow scoops up the mole and whoosh, flies him right over to the trapped deer. The mole didn't waste a second. He got right to work, gnawing and chewing and tearing through those tough ropes. And just like that, the deer stepped out totally free.
They were all so relieved, so happy. But just as they were about to celebrate, the hunter showed up. Oh no! The deer bolted, the crow flew away, and the mole dove into a hole to hide. But the poor tortoise, he was just too slow. The hunter snatched him right up. Can you believe it? They had just saved one friend, only to watch another one get captured right in front of them. They were absolutely heartbroken. But they were not about to give up. The super clever mole came up with a brand new plan and whispered it to the deer and the crow.
Okay, so here was the plan, and it was a clever one. Step 1, the deer would go lie down by a lake and pretend to be hurt. Step 2, to make it look really convincing, the crow would pretend to peck at him. And step 3, the most important part, when the hunter drops the tortoise to chase after the deer, that's when the mole would rush in and chew through the rope. Talk about a risky plan, right? But it was the only shot they had.
Yeah, so to make this whole act believable, the crow would be pecking the deer. And that just means she'd gently tap him with her beak, to really sell the idea that he was hurt and couldn't get away.
And wouldn't you know it, it worked. Just as they'd hoped, the hunter, who was still carrying the tortoise, saw what he thought was an injured deer by the lake. Thinking, oh, this'll be an easy catch,
He put the tortoise down on the ground and started running toward the deer. The plan was working perfectly.
And that was their chance. The second the hunter dropped the tortoise, the mole darted out from his hiding spot and chewed right through that rope. The tortoise was free. He slid straight into the lake and out of sight. At the same time, the crow let out a loud caw. That was the secret signal for the deer to jump up and run for it.
So the hunter was just left standing there with nothing. He couldn't catch the super-fast deer, and when he turned around, the tortoise was long gone. So back at their banyan tree, the four friends were finally all together again. And the best part, they were all safe.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? I think the deer said it best when he got back. As long as we help each other, we'll always be safe. Think about it. They were only safe because they worked as a team, using what made each of them special to help one another. That is the real power of friendship.
You know, this story is such a perfect example of what being a good friend is all about. Which brings up a good question. How can we be a good friend, just like the deer, the crow, the mole, and the tortoise in our own lives?
Well, here are a few simple ideas to get us started. On one side, you've got all the things good friends always do. They share, they help each other out, and just like our four friends in the story, they work together as a team. And then, over on the other side, you can see the stuff that good friends just don't do. They don't lie, they don't argue all the time, and they don't break the rules.
So, I think the most important thing to take away from all this is that friendship isn't about everyone being exactly the same. I mean, the deer was fast, the mole was a great digger, the crow could fly, and the tortoise was super wise. They were all so different, but that didn't matter. What mattered was that they were there for each other no matter what. And that leaves us with one last question to think about. Who can you help today to be a true